Obama hurls wall insult at Trump, but doesn't remember his own speech behind 2 inches of glass. If it feels to you a bit like Barack Obama has hardly left office, that's probably because he thinks he hasn't. Even though Donald Trump technically took over on January 20th, the former president hasn't faded into the background as tradition would hold. Think of Obama as Bill Murray's obnoxious house guest in What About Bob? And America as a Lake Winnipesaukee vacation home. Like it or not, there's nothing you can do to get him to leave. The latest example of that was a Thursday appearance in Berlin where the former president spent most of his time criticizing President Trump. He even said and went as far as to say that we can't hide behind a wall. However, Obama seems to have forgotten his own visit to the German capital back in 2013, and a lot of people are noticing one hypocritical detail from just 4 years ago. According to the UK Guardian, Obama was appearing at a forum with German Chancellor Angela Merkel, another human piece of whatever. During part of his speech, he laid out his reasons for the West accepting almost any refugee and economic migrants who wish to make their way there. Really, let's send them over to your house, Obama. When we provide development aid to Africa, or we are involved in conflict resolution in areas where war has taken place, or we make investments or try to deal with climate change, another hoax, these things we do not do just for charity, not just because it's the right thing to do or out of kindness, Obama said. If there are disruptions in those countries and conflicts and bad governance, war and poverty, in this new world that we live in, we can't isolate ourselves. We can't hide behind a wall, he added. Oh, really? Here's Obama speaking in Berlin in 2013 from the UK Daily Mail. Yes, that does in fact appear to be a wall, a 2-inch thick wall of protective glass separating the former president from the German public. Here's the one thing about walls, they work. Whether it's a small one designed to prevent protesters and psychopaths from harming the president, or a large one designed to secure our border, they do their job. Why else would the Obamas have constructed a new one around their Washington, D.C. residence? Furthermore, if Barack Obama really believes that unchecked immigration doesn't pose risk, why doesn't he remove passport checks at America's airports? After all, he doesn't think that anyone arriving in the United States poses a danger, right? There are plenty of hypocritical humdingers in Obama's remarks to pick from as well. Take his line that we shouldn't push back against those trends that would violate human rights or suppress democracy or restrict individual freedoms, and that we ought to fight against those who divide us. As for restricting individual freedoms, this is the president who used his 8 years in the Oval Office to launch one of the most prolonged assaults on the Second Amendment that we've ever seen. Meanwhile, as for the fight against those who divide us, few politicians in recent memory have gone to the well of identity politics as often as Obama did. You'd better get used to these hypocrisies, however. It looks like the president seems determined to foist them upon the public for a long time to come, whether we want them or not. You mean ex-president. Absolutely, the hypocrite. The hypocrite. He actually acted like he brought us back into the 1960s with this divide between black and white. I said, what is that, the 60s? Like early 60s? What is he talking about? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.